Okay, welcome back. Like we do, one video after the other. This is knife review. Just got done reviewing the BOA 2 that was bought on Wish. I'm going to review the 485 Valet Benchmade clone. I also bought on Wish around the same time I bought the BOA. Just trying to knock these out of the way so I can start getting on some more official brands and trying those different styles out. So the 485 Benchmade Valet, like most of the other clones that I got from Wish, come in a very convincing box if you don't know what you're looking for. So, for a novice eye, look at this and it could look like an authentic Benchmade, but we know better. So we'll just go over the standards. It's well made. I mean, they really took their time copying this. Even the access tag that goes under the pocket clip, a nylon bag, which I still have a bunch of these and have no idea what to do with them. The knife itself, obviously. Then the paperwork, which very convincing. Again, like if you don't know, this one comes with a very soft foam insert, and that's the box. So the knife right out of the package, everybody who's watched these videos knows I don't really particularly like small knives because the way that they feel like I'm gonna drop them and flip them and fling them out everywhere. I feel like I don't have a good grip on them. This one right out of the box does not strike a fancy as something that I really am going to enjoy carrying because of how small it is. But I have been surprised in the past. It is an axis lock, which is something that I really prefer over the under the blade pressure release, or the tension release, sorry. So we'll get right into this one. All right, we've got 6 points. We've got aesthetics, we've got weight, we've got sharpness, we've got functionality, we've got sturdiness, and we've got comfortability. Those are usually things that I look for or notice while using a knife. And aesthetically, the aesthetics of this doesn't bother me. I mean, it's kind of a fun looking little knife, very streamlined, very sleek. It's just like a little bar of gray with the blade in it. So I mean, it's kind of eye-catching in its simplicity, which is something that I can appreciate aesthetically. Um, right off the bat, looking at it, I feel like the majority of this scale is covered in clip, so that might be an issue for comfortability. But let's try to whip it open. So, I mean, it's got good motion for a knife right out of the box. It's got you got to give it a little bit. I'm sure that'll loosen up, but when you put the whip into it, it works. But pulling it back and trying to drop it, it's going to be a little stiff, a lot stiff. So, I mean, that doesn't really do much to add to the length of it, even the blade coming out. So it's small. I mean, a lot of people might like this. A lot of people might be comfortable with a smaller knife in their hands, but me, I feel like I've got like maybe 3 good finger holds on that, and I've got bigger hands, and don't mind my smashed fingernail that's fallen off. I broke the tip of my finger smashing it in a tailgate because I wasn't paying attention on a tired day. Anyways, comfortability. I mean, it's. I want to say it's on the edge, but it's just below the edge here. That clip definitely does put a pressure point right into the pad of my hand as I'm holding it, and that's not something that feels comfortable at all. I don't feel like I've got a strong grip on this. If I feel like it's been eaten by my hand, it is a small knife. Other people might fit perfectly, but for me, it's a little under par, right? It's sturdy though. There's no wiggle. There's no issues whatsoever. It does have a good weight though for a knife this small, which is something I do appreciate. Um, I do like the basicness, like just the simplicity of the knife. It kind of speaks to me. I've tried so many knives that are over the top, that are colorful and decorative and have grooved scaling, and I mean, just the simplicity is kind of refreshing, which is kind of cool. But um, I'm just on the fence about it. I'm sure after I get a chance to use it for a couple weeks, I will have a more clear, concise opinion of it. But as it stands right now, there's a few things I like. there's a majority of it that I probably would pick another knife over this one 9 times out of 10. But we're going to try it out because that's the whole point. Sharpness, really, right? Because we went over aesthetics. It's not comfortable. Not really, not for my hand. It's sturdy. It works. It's a little stiff. It's going to need to loosen up. The weight of it's pretty decent. So I'm just going to go ahead and use the fake brochure here to do our sharpness test. So let's see. Okay, that was very smooth. There was no resistance on that whatsoever. That paper cut. It didn't tear. It didn't start to tear. It cut right out of the box. I feel like though on these Benchmades they go a little bit extra to try to make them realistic. But again, it's a Benchmade clone at a sickeningly small fraction of the original cost of a Benchmade. So its little faults that it does have as a clone might be in a lot of eyes seen as not so much of an issue compared to the affordable price tag on this. I know I have bought the authentic and the clone Benchmade, and they operate so closely together in levels of grading that I really am disappointed I had to spend $200 to buy the Benchmade authentic, which, if I'm being honest with you, after I got done with it, hasn't left my drawer because I don't want to ding it up and break a $200 knife. It's so hard for me to pull something out and run around hacking and slashing and chopping and stabbing crap with it. But a knife like this one total, I paid $18. It was $10. Well, it was more than 18. It's about 22 after taxes and everything. But it was $8 to ship it and like $10 for this knife on Wish. Again, I bought it in that big clutch. That's why I'm trying to run through these. I know there's people on here that hate it that I am doing Wish knives, but it's still a knife with a monochrome standard, a minute standard of productivity. So they can't all be so vastly different from each other that no knife is even remotely like the other one. I mean, they have to have some kind of standard to get these things sold. So you're going to get something within the reasonable realm of expectivity, I would assume. So for those of you that hate that I'm doing Wish knives, I apologize. I have a bunch to get through, and I don't want to keep holding on to them because as soon as these are done, I usually give them away or throw them away, or, you know, I'm just tired of having them sitting around. So I'm going to do these and get them out of the way first. But this is a sharp little knife. I was not expecting it to be that sharp right out of the box. But, I mean, the other Benchmades were that sharp too. So I guess I don't know what I was expecting. Anyways, this is the Benchmade 485 Valet clone bought off of Wish. Again, I apologize for Wish knives. But my initial review of this knife, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which is not the knife's fault at all. The knife is just designed the way it was designed, but for me personally, the size of it really throws it out of spectrum. And the comfortability of it really takes a couple notches off for me. I mean, those are two big things when you're using a knife. You don't want to get stuck in a situation where you need a knife that hurts your hand to use it, gores something somewhere, or, you know, bruises the pad because you got a big lumped chunk of metal sitting right in the ball of your finger joint just to make sure you can hold it. Again, not the knife's fault, my preference, so don't let that affect you guys too much, but I'd give it a 7 out of 10 right out of the box. And that's it. So keep an eye out for other videos I've got coming. I had a fellow ask me about doing flashlights. I'm going to start throwing flashlights in there. And we've got a new segment called the Phillibuster Media's Top 10. Our first video is going to be Bigfoot. So keep an eye out for that. I am currently in the editing process of that. Virginia just got posted up for Lost Treasures of America. And we have several other styles of video, well, several other categories of videos coming up done in my quirky style, I guess. I'm doing the best I can with those. I'm not an editor by any means. I don't really have access to grand or professional programs. Just found some apps and stuff and started working with them. Hopefully I will get better as the process goes along, and my pronunciation of things and how to say words, hopefully I'm progressing along in that as well. That's for you, guy who called me out on Montana, I think Montana video again. My apologies. Anyways, yeah, check me out if you guys like the videos. Like and subscribe. I always appreciate it. If you have any comments, want to talk about anything, I've got most of the remodeling done to the house that we just bought, and things are starting to get kind of back to normal, so I will have more time to respond and work on things. Thank you guys for watching Phillibuster Media, and we'll catch you next time.